Millington High School. Most of the students are still in class. But when that last bell rings for the day, look out, because everyone heads for home. That is, everyone except for Jennifer Adams. Jennifer goes to school in the evening. Only this time the role is reversed, and she, as an instructor, as a double black belt in karate and tournament champion, she uses her karate skills to teach a club that she owns herself, which is pretty incredible considering she's only 16. Well, tonight, we're going to be meeting Jennifer and find out that even though she's sweet 16, flying feet and fast hands make her one tough teen. When you first meet Jennifer Adams, she seems like any other 16-year-old high school junior. She likes horses and skateboards more than math and biology, and she'd rather be dating than doing her homework. But while most girls Jennifer's age like to spend their after-school hours listening to Bruce Springsteen or tying up the telephone, Jennifer has found another way to get her kicks. Jennifer is a karate champion, and at sweet 16, she already has 2 black belts. But that's not enough for this young lady. Her goal is to win a 4th-degree black belt, which will make her a karate master. And that's almost unheard of in women's karate. Getting there means a lot of hard work, and winning tournaments like this one at Delta College, where she will compete with men twice her age. How in the world did this gentle-looking, blue-eyed Midwestern girl get involved in such a dangerous sport?
Karate isn't really a dangerous sport. There's very few injuries. You know, we get a broken nose once in a while, but once in a great while. When I was 9 years old, my father would take the Boy Scouts out bow and arrow shooting, and I used to go along with them. You know, try to always beat the guys. I was always kind of a tomboy, very competitive. And so there was a class at the YMCA that had the archery and swimming and karate. And I took it to get better at the archery so I could be guys.
Well, she beat the guys all right, but it wasn't in archery. After her beginning class, 9-year-old Jennifer enrolled in the adult class, and 2 years later, she was instructing. At the ripe old age of 12, Jennifer put on her first black belt and began kicking her way to the top, picking up a few trophies along the way.
What really kept you going? My parents. You know, my parents, they didn't push me, but they were always there.
Karate is unique. You have parents that take their children swimming meets. They go to football games. They gymnastics. It's just a sport that she likes and enjoys. And we haven't done anything in this that other parents haven't done with other children in their things that they do.
That may be, but other parents don't have a teenage daughter who can beat up the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what about your social life? Let's face it, taking out a girl with a black belt in karate is enough to keep any guy on his best behavior.
Some guys do, you know, the macho type that feel they don't like the ideal of a girl being able to beat them up. But they, you know, I would beat up any guy anyway.
Well, it's hard to see when Jennifer would even have time for guys. Besides chasing her goal, she has the added responsibility of owning her own club, which she instructs twice a week. And this is where a mysterious transformation seems to take place.
It's very strange. When she goes outside, she's an ordinary person her age, just like every other child. When she walks into the dojo and puts on her gi, and her students come in, it's a different world. Then she is the teacher.
I'm proud of my club as it is now, but not too many of them compete, you know, the tournaments and that. But I want to get them all into tournaments, and I want to, you know, become winners.
Most of Jennifer's students will be competing for their first time in the upcoming tournament, but they have confidence in their instructor, even though some of these doctors, lawyers, mothers, and factory workers are a bit older than she is.
She's fantastic. I've been involved in 3 karate courses since I took up the sport, and she's by far the best instructor I've seen. She has just a total command. It's hard to believe she's 16 years old. She has such a fantastic command of both the sport and her class. Everybody here respects her a great deal.
Her age has nothing to do with her stamina, her ability to do what she does. She's very talented, very energetic. She's very determined. I consider it an honor to study under her right now because someone of her talent is very rare and very hard to find.
I've never seen a woman as good as she is. You know, what can I say? You know, she's beautiful to watch.
Never looked so graceful. Her dance-like moves are so fluent that you almost forget she's practicing a form of self-defense, and instead it becomes a ceremonial ballet. But it's those long legs and fast feet that will someday get Jennifer that 4th-degree black belt. Watch her take the apple from the tip of that sword. With that reach and control, you can see where she got her nickname, Spider Legs. Why do you think you've been able to come this far?
My competitive spirit. I love to compete.
Well, you'll certainly get your chance today. This tournament has attracted some stiff competition among the black belts, and they're all men, except for Jennifer. Unable to place in forms, Jennifer moves on to weapons, where she wins 2nd place. And now comes the fighting, Jennifer's specialty. But there seems to be a major problem. Since there are no other women black belts here today, Jennifer must fight women who are not as well trained. And even with heavily padded feet and hands, they cannot protect themselves. Rather than risk injury to her opponents, Jennifer bows out of a sure 1st place. But there will be many more tournaments for this teenage wonder girl, and somewhere in her future is that 4th-degree black belt. As for a career later in life, would you believe a bodyguard?
Probably because that's what everyone thinks is a man's job. I don't know, something like that. You know, women can do it just as well as the men can.
Jennifer appears so professional in competition. It's hard to believe she ever has any rough moments. Well, she's had some pretty embarrassing things happen to her, like the time her drawstring came loose and she nearly lost her pants. Or then there was the time when she introduced herself to the judges and she totally forgot her name. It's kind of refreshing to know that even the best have their rough days.
Hi, welcome to Thursday Night's PM Magazine. I'm Debbie Larson.
Big boy, I'm Dick Fabian.
We're at the Wicks Community Center in Saginaw, and tonight on PM Magazine, we're going to see Millington's Teenage Karate Champ and watch her perform some fantastic feats.
So first of all,
PM Magazine.
Stay with us. This karate outfit I'm wearing is called a gi. That's spelled G.